Like I said before, we're very excited about this season. We're very excited about how our guys are working. We've got a lot of work to do. There's 25 days until we play, but I've been very, very pleased. I think just some bright spots, so far in camp. DJ Foster is a guy that's really has stuck out to me. He's really, really gotten faster and very, very explosive in practice. And so I think he's obviously got Marion and then 5 new wideouts that I think are going to be tremendous players for us. I'm very excited about Tyler Salka. Tyler's competing well and moved into being the starting right tackle right now and doing a great job of competing. The offensive line has been solid as well. So very, very excited about our ability to score points. And number one thing in camp and prepare for the season is we've got to take care of the football. That was our number one goal last year, and we didn't do very good at that. And we got to do a lot better job, taking care of the football and continue to get better running. We're a lot faster, we're bigger, we're stronger, so very excited about that. Defensively, Chris Young's been a guy that's really stood out for me. That's really, really growing and getting better. Again, all the guys are faster and stronger. And again, I always, obviously, Will, I really believe is a lot better than he was last year. He's bigger, he's 305 pounds. You guys have watched practice, he's very, very explosive. And he's also been a great leader, so he's doing a great job. And obviously, Darby, Hero Boards, all those guys are faster, stronger. Obviously, we've got some freshman guys like Marcus Ball, that's been a standout, James Johnson, Marcus Hardison up front is looking good. Probably the biggest thing that I think should be impacted is our team speed and how it affects the special teams. Place kicker's been Zane's been outstanding. Zane Gonzalez has been outstanding. Got some work to do in the punt game. That's an area of concern. We haven't done quite as well as I thought we would be doing right now, but that's kind of part of it. He's got to continue to get better. But we're very excited about this team, and our focus right now is fixing to head to Camp Tonazona and really, really focus on the relationships, developing this team and building this team, and focus on nothing but beating Sac State game 1. That's our focus. Questions?
Yeah. Coach, can you just talk a little bit about just the state of the program currently? You've been here, going into your second season on a scale of 1 to 10. Just overall, where you think things are at?
Well, they asked me to do those. We have to do those self-evaluations. I always do really good on those. Do you really? You do good. Yeah. I figure if you don't, it's not very smart. But no, I think that completely different than a year ago, obviously. But I was very fortunate. I mean, I think that we got guys that I do believe it's our philosophy. I'm hoping it is. I think last year was my philosophy, and they had to do it. This year, I believe it's our philosophy. So I think very solid. I mean, you look at what our guys are doing academically: 2.62 GPA, incoming freshmen over 3.0 in the summer. I can't tell you one newcomer that we brought here that I've been disappointed with in the first 4 days of practice. I couldn't tell you that last year. So I think our coaches do a good job of recruiting and getting the right guys. Obviously, we've got a lot of moving parts with new incoming freshmen, with newcomers from junior college that factor into too deep, that we've got to pull everybody together. But it's solid. Obviously, we're not there yet. So I would have said last year we're probably around 5 or 6, and right now I think we're probably 7 or 8. Just being honest with you, we still got a lot of work to do.
Todd, I know preseason watch lists really don't matter much, but you had so many guys, but 2 guys who weren't on those lists were Evan Finkenberg and Hunter Ward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that because I think Finkenberg is as good as there is out there. I mean, he's definitely the leader of our offensive line, guy that probably projected being a guard at the next level, but I think he's a great player for us. So, I really don't, I don't know how all that stuff works, preseason stuff, but, preseason picks, preseason watch list, all that. The key to those lists is being at the end of the year. And so, I wasn't surprised any of the other, I think 8 guys that were on there, and I was surprised that those 2 guys weren't on there because I think they're pretty liberal with how many people they put on those things.
Greg, you mentioned our philosophy. Did you see that last year at all, maybe towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I think that's good. That'd be accurate. I did not see that. I'm talking about this time last year. I don't. If they had a vote, I probably got voted off the island. So I think that the way it was a make or break deal when we were on the 4-game losing streak. I think they showed their character. They believed in what we were doing, and that's when the buy-in occurred. I think that momentum, winning the last games there, and then winning the bowl game, we were really, really a lot better football team in that bowl game than we were starting the season. And that's kind of the key to winning and being successful. That's why I don't like all those being on all those lists. And Mark and I, we went to the deal. We got picked second, and we were fired up about that because you don't want to be you don't want to be the kiss of death being picked first. Even though we know we've got a very, very good football team. And one of the things I wanted to do, to be real honest with you, is that I'm competitive. The core of our philosophy is competitiveness. So I want those expectations. I want a program in our fan base to expect us to win Pac-12 South and Pac-12 championships. And so I do think we've got those expectations where they need to be. But I don't know. I think that, all those, there's a lot of distractions, that we didn't have last year that you have now. I think it's much harder to coach a great player than it is to coach an average player. I think it's much harder to handle success than it is to get something turned around. I really believe that. I mean that sincerely. I think last year was the easy part because we really, in my opinion, we're very fortunate to have really quality people. I've been fortunate to have great support here in this building and on campus, and I've been very fortunate to have great staff. And going 8-5 is the easy part. To be honest with you, we probably should have won 2 more games. We should have won 10 games. So, but winning 12, 13, 14 is a whole different deal. And that's what we're trying to do. But I think we're where we need to be.
Tyler and then Tim. With all you accomplished in the offense last year, and then especially getting a summer of training within the program, how big of a step do you think it is that Marion Grice could take this season?
I will tell you, I think that combination of Marion and DJ, and until I got DJ on my mind, he hit us for about 45 and 50 today. A couple last night too. Those guys are so versatile. DJ's so versatile and they're so different. Marion, every time he touches the ball, he's going to do nothing but get better. I think he can be. I don't know what his ceiling is, but I know it's pretty high.
Todd, you were just talking about you want a program with expectations. How do you feel your players are handling the expectations that are thrust upon them this year?
I talked to Will about that and Taylor a little bit. I think that, I don't know that they, when I talked about winning championships last year, I don't know that everybody kind of believed that. I think after being so close, I think they've seen that we can do that. Our thing that I talk to our players about, there's no doubt in my mind that we have the talent and the ability to be in the hunt. I sure would like to be dominant. And I do think that we have a long ways to go to do that. but we do have the ability to do it. So I think our guys, they expect to win a championship. I do. I know that they believe they can. I don't know that all of them believe they could last year. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll see.
Chris?
I hope.
You talked repeatedly about wanting to be better against the run and more sound there. How do you feel about that as we sit here today?
A lot better. I think there's some things that we have to do. You know, I mean, you know, that season, when you're in the season, that thing goes pretty fast. You have to adjust each week, and obviously I'm very involved in the defense. You guys know that. I think there's some things, some adjustments we could have done to be better. I think the number one thing was lack of depth, so I think that's going to help us. But I do think there's some scheme things that can help us. The schedule don't help us because we play some guys that run the football. But I feel good about that. Like if you come to practice, you see a lot less spread and a whole lot of power, and it's been pretty physical. So the key to that is, you know, it's being consistent, you know. And so we're not consistent right now, but we're a whole heck of a lot better. I feel like we've gotten a lot better. One, we've gotten bigger inside, we've gotten deeper, and we're faster. You know, that's one thing that I do feel like we've got a fast football team. They can run, so you know I feel pretty good about that. But that's probably the number one thing. If there's anything defensively we got to do, obviously we do a pretty good job sacking the quarterback. You know, explosive plays, sacks, TFLs, interceptions. You know, we've got to do a better job stopping the run. And you know, to do that, it's just very it's very simple. You know, but it's hard. It's hard to do. So I do think we're much improved right now from where we were. Our personnel's better, and I think there's some things we can do schematically. Obviously, we pressure 82% of the time with those moving parts. It makes it hard, and I think we maybe did too much. You know, I mean, sometimes I think we do too much scheme. To be good against the run, you got to be more fundamentally sound than you are scheme. And there needs to be a balance there because you can't be, you know, initially if you just let them, you know, being simple, I don't, you better be really good. So I think we are better against the run, but we'll see. You know, we're trying to maintain a balance and being healthy, but being very, very physical. So we've seen a lot of 2 tight ends, 2 backs, wing sets, and working a lot of power, split zone, lead zone. And, you know, I would gladly trade third in the country in the past or whatever it was to with the rush defense. I'd be happy.